Welcome back. I'm here in the studio with our first guest for this evening, Dr. Glenda Buchanan. She's a principal. Hello and welcome to our show.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me on your show.
It's always a delight to have you here, especially tonight's topic is very interesting. We're going to talk more about the students and parents' roles, technology, a lot of very interesting things. But to begin with, we'd like to know more about your qualifications and your experience as a whole in the teaching.
Oh, okay. Well, let's begin with I'm a native New Yorker, and I came to Kuwait. I received a call to teach. I had already been teaching the special needs before I came out here. So I thought this was a good opportunity for me to come to Kuwait. I came in 2009. As far as my credentials go, I have a doctorate in education, a master's in special education, and a bachelor's in business administration.
That's very impressive, I have to say.
Thank you.
Now, you've taught the mainstream and special needs students, especially education. Is there a major difference, or when it comes down to the teaching, it's just the same when it comes to education?
Well, actually, teaching mainstream students and special needs students, the processing, their ability to be able to accept or receive content, that takes a little bit more time. The time between them is quite different. Mainstream students, they tend to absorb content quite quicker. As special needs kids, they need a variation of absorbing it through different channels and different strategies. So they can learn similar or same content, but it takes them a little bit more time, and you need a little patience to be able to develop the strategies or find the correct strategy so they can receive their information.
That's a great point you make. When it comes to the teachers themselves, is it very easy, or how long would they need to know and recognize the different disabilities that the students have?
Well, it's not always that you can see and look at someone and say that there's something, unless there's a physical identifying factor. But as time goes on, you know, somewhere between 30, 45 days, maybe something can be detected, unless the parent come in and disclose that they have had seen these characteristics in their child. So.
Now, that brings me to the next question, which is the parent's role in education. How does that help you with the teaching that you do in school? Because, of course, the parent's role is very important. And
absolutely.
Yes. So how would that help the special needs students?
Wow. Parents with special needs kids, they are amazing advocates for their children. And when they connect with the school, and we have this sort of a triangular type of formation or networking, we can collaborate and talk about plans for their child and help them or support them with what they need to do with their child at home, and talk about the things that we would do with them in school. So them being involved throughout the process really helps their child have more choices, because they're able to receive more supports all the way around.
It's always important to have a good support system, especially
Absolutely.
for the students themselves. When it comes to some of the challenges that the students may face, what are some of the things that we're noticing right now, maybe that haven't occurred in the past, because maybe all of the different advancements or the different techniques being used for teaching?
Well, with technology, you know, in play, kids are very clever when it comes to technology. So it would be how they use technology. Most of the time they're using it for play. It would be more advantageous to the school system if we could use more technology, because this is a strong field for them. the kids, they struggle with classes being boring. Not, they come to school and they don't like school anymore. There's nothing to, keep their attention. So if we apply some different strategies to include some more technology, I believe that we could probably engage them more and they would like school a lot more.
And what about the future? Do you feel that there is going to be this shift? Because you're saying that the more technology there is, the better they would be engaged into learning whatever new material that they have?
Yes, I think so, because we have so many things that are being acquired through the schools and added to the curriculum. We have STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This is an approach that is used in many schools here in Kuwait, and they have the robotic system. This is another part or another approach to helping students become more engaged in their studies and their subjects, and help them to reach out and become a little bit more independent in developing new paths or new ways for them to receive information.
Now, there's this major problem that has always been there throughout the years, and it's violence and bullying. That's something, a major issue that parents fear that their kids would go through. And also, Doctor, as a principal, you would want to avoid this completely.
Absolutely, yes.
So what are some of the things and techniques you would use and advise maybe the parents as well to help out their their kids?
Well, as far as bullying and violence go, that tends to be a symptom of a problem. So, it's in our best interest to try to find out what the problem is so that we can reduce the bullying and the violence. Bullying and violence is acting out behavior. And kids are acting out, sending messages saying, hey, I need something. So, if we try to uncover what the problem would be, whether it's something at home or something at school, and then we are able to address the problem, then we can reduce the bullying and violence.
Definitely. And it's always everyone's aim to just go to school, learn the information, and enjoy their time with their friends and not have that hassle or worry about any sort of violence or bullying. The teachers that you have, how would you be able to give them more of better training and certification in order for them to know how to deal with the kids?
Well, I find it very important that we do train our teachers on an annual basis, or even more so on a periodic, but quarterly basis, I would say. The more training, the better off our students are, because our teachers are equipped with the knowledge and the content that they need to pass on to the students. And I feel like if we have a strong and knowledgeable teacher, they can put out the message or deliver the message to our students and make learning fun again, because it's important that we have learning to be fun again for our students. Yes, we're kind of getting away from that. Yes.
That's amazing. I think every student's dream is to enjoy their time and learn at the same time. So there are so many activities in the school happening other than the actual courses. Can you tell us more about the activities that the kids tend to be engaged in, and how does that help them with building their character or even make them smarter as a student?
Well, we have a few subjects that address these issues. We have art. Art addresses science and math and history and language. We have PE, address physics and math, and these are thinking, physical, engaging subjects that allow students to have fun and enjoy the activity. And while they're doing it, they're learning. and they don't realize it. So it makes it, you know, extra win for us and extra win for the kids when they are engaging themselves mentally and physically through these types of subjects.
Very
and
interesting.
I would like to also include music. Music is another subject that engages the student physically and mentally. Yes.
Very interesting that it's different like topics or activities that do help the children with their mental and physical health as well, and at the same time even do better in different classes, which is like the complete opposite of the material, but it just helps them all in all.
It's quite a skill builders, those classes.
Yes, Doctor, it's such a pleasure to have you here with all those very important information, especially for the special needs school. Do you have any last words for tonight?
Yes, I would like to say that it's been a pleasure to be on Hala Kuwait.
Yeah.
I would like to say, as for parents, I think we talked about it before. What advice I would give to parents? Please make sure your child gets plenty of sleep. Let them put their electronics down so they can get some sleep. Make sure that they eat properly. Good nutrition is important. And always, always don't be afraid to come to the school and ask for support. They're out there to give it to you.
Thank you so much for being here tonight with us and sharing all those useful information.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We're going to cut to our second report for this evening, which is all about the Perfume Expo. So let's check it out together.